Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles. Now obviously we're going to do some of this, all this on guitar is kind of transcribing the kind of drunk harpsichord thing they have going on or whatever. But we're going to have that in the chorus, which I'm going to try to put together an arrangement of it. They have a single guitar line in the chorus, which we'll learn, but I'll show you a way to kind of add chords to it so it sounds like a full band effect. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to start with what I just played in the intro, which is pretty much the intro and the verse of the song. We're going to have the 9th fret on the G string, 10th fret on the B, and 12th fret on the high E. So hold all three of those together. All right, now I'm going to replace the 2nd finger on the 10th fret with my 1st finger and reach over and grab with my 3rd finger the 12th fret on the G string. So now we have these notes, and you're going to pick the 3rd string first, and then descend from the 1st string to the 2nd to the 3rd. Now, let's just say those are 3 notes. So we have 1, 2, 3. Change chords. Stop there on the B string for now. We're going to take, now on the G string, we're going to lower that note to the 11th fret. So hold that with your 2nd finger and just pick across those 3 strings from the G string across to the high E. All together. All right, now we're going to move down here to the 10th fret with your 2nd finger on the G string. And this one's kind of tricky. You're going to pull off from 10 to 9 on the high E string. And then reach for the 10th fret there on the B string. So as you're playing this, you want every note to ring out as much as possible. So even when you're doing this, you want to hold that note on the G string the entire time. All right, now we just repeat that phrase. Now after he starts singing, the second time we go through this lick, after this little, the 11, 10, 12 part, he comes back here and grabs this F major chord. So it's just 10th fret on the we got on the G and the B strings, and then the 8th fret on the high E. Strum those 3 strings, then pick the G string, and then the high E, and then strum those 3 strings again. So it sounds like this. So that whole part with that at the end. All right, then we go back into it. Now after this part, we come up here. This is going to end this section. That's the 14th fret on the B string to the 12th fret on the high E. Just playing across those strings 3 times. Then come and grab the 17th fret on the G string, and then play 13 on the high E, then 15 on the B, and then back to the high E. Now that's kind of an awkward stretch, obviously, but we're not really, this isn't made for guitar, so every once in a while you got to run into things that are a little bit awkward if it's not written on guitar. All right, the next part we have is the pre-chorus, which is a slide guitar part. Now I don't have a slide here, and it doesn't really require it. It's basically, you're going to be sliding from 5 to 7 on the G string. All this is on the G string, and then do that again. And again. And then slide down to the 3rd fret. So that sounds like this. All right, now we're going to do some more of that. Now that ending was slide down to 5, then 4, and then 2. So I'm not using a slide because it's really hard to go from put a slide on, then play, and then take it off, because we have other parts we need to worry about in this song. So just slide with your fingers, or if you want, you can play this with a slide. Just use those frets that we just called out. All right, now this goes to the chorus. Now the actual chorus on the album is just a guitar doing this. So in and of itself is not the most interesting thing in the world, but if you add the chords with it, it sounds pretty good. Which I think works better, especially if you're the only one playing. So I'm doing a, I'll show the original line first. It's just 3rd fret twice on the low E, then the open A, then the 2nd fret on that A string, then the 3rd fret on the A, then 0 2 0 on the D string. So we have then he just plays a rhythm on that open D note. All right, so now what I do is we're going to play the standard G major chord and then hit the low E string one more time with it. So you're getting that in it still, but you're getting a chord with it. So the same little moving bass line there while I'm still holding those G notes. And then when we get to the note that happens on the 3rd fret on the 5th string, hold a C major chord. And then just do that 0 2 0. So we have this. And then when you hit that open D, that last open D, grab a D major chord and strum the rhythm on that. Slow it down a lot here. And just kind of hold the chord. And back to the verse. Now, at the end of the song, there is a chorus that's kind of extended. And he does this little figure if you want to recreate his little bass line in there. And this is just for completeness sake, you don't have to do this, but it sounds like this. So that's just over, it's over the same chord, but when he's holding that D to the A, there's a D to A progression, then they start the chorus over again. So I just play a D there. So I get that low open D, then the 4th fret on the D string, then that 2nd fret on the G, then back to the 4th fret on the D. So do that twice. And then just hold an A with just borrow your 1st finger here across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. Hit the open A string with it. And then the 4th fret on the A, over to picking the 2nd fret on the D that's just already there in your bar. So we have this. Then it goes back to chorus. All right, so that's pretty much all the parts. Just, you know, that verse is very identifiable and very cool. It's got some interesting stuff to it, but it's pretty much the same every time, and so is the chorus, except for that one exception where he extended with that little bass line underneath that D to A, and then it goes back. All right, and of course you got your slide part you can do whatever you want with. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. See you again soon with another song for GuitarLessons365.com. Bye-bye.